Eric Swalwell files federal lawsuit against Trump housing official Bill Pulte, alleging political retaliation and illegal access to mortgage records. Democratic Rep. Eric Swalwell of California has launched a high-stakes legal battle against Federal Housing Finance Agency, FHFA, Director Bill Pulte, filing a detailed 19-page federal civil lawsuit in the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia. The lawsuit, filed shortly after Swalwell formally entered the California governor's race, accuses Pulte and the broader Trump administration of engaging in an unlawful, politically motivated campaign to target political opponents through federal investigative mechanisms. At the heart of the lawsuit is the explosive allegation that Pulte improperly accessed Swalwell's confidential mortgage information through Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac and used that information as the basis to refer him to the Department of Justice for a criminal investigation into alleged mortgage and tax fraud. According to Swalwell's legal team, this referral wasn't rooted in legitimate suspicion but in political sabotage, an effort to discredit him as he prepared to enter a major statewide race. Accusations of weaponizing government resources. The lawsuit characterizes Pulte's actions as brazen, unprecedented, and unlawful, stating that no federal housing official has ever used their position to search, access, and weaponize private homeowners' financial data in the way Pulte allegedly did. According to the complaint, Pulte's conduct represents a broader trend within the Trump administration, using federal agencies to retaliate against perceived political adversaries. Swalwell's filing asserts that Pulte accessed his confidential financial documents without proper authorization, bypassing the privacy safeguards that prevent government officials from misusing sensitive data stored within Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac systems. These agencies hold the mortgage information for millions of Americans, and the lawsuit suggests that Pulte's actions could represent a threat not just to Swalwell, but to public trust in federal housing institutions. If the allegations are accurate, the implications could be enormous. It would mean that a high-ranking federal official has the ability to comb through private mortgage files and selectively target individuals for prosecution, an alarming possibility for any homeowner, regardless of political affiliation. Swalwell's position: this is about more than one lawsuit. In public statements accompanying the lawsuit, Swalwell framed the issue as a matter of democracy, accountability, and the rule of law. He claimed that the misuse of confidential financial information for political gain is deeply corrosive to public trust and sets a dangerous precedent. He further stated that this lawsuit is not solely about protecting his own privacy but about defending institutional safeguards meant to ensure that the government cannot bully, intimidate, or punish individuals based on the political standing. In his view, allowing such behavior to continue unchecked invites an era in which federal agencies can be exploited for partisan warfare. Political analysts have noted that the timing of the lawsuit, coming just days after Swalwell entered the California gubernatorial race, could have significant political consequences. While some may view the lawsuit as a strategic move to strengthen his public profile, others argue that filing such a claim exposes Swalwell to risk, especially if the allegations lead to further scrutiny or counterclaims. Pulte's response and the Trump administration's position. While Pulte has not issued a full formal response, early statements from individuals close to his office suggest that he believes the referral to the Department of Justice was justified and rooted in legitimate concerns. These sources indicate that Pulte will argue that reviewing financial information and making referrals is part of the FHFA director's responsibility to ensure the integrity of federally backed mortgage systems. However, what remains unclear, and central to the lawsuit, is whether Pulte followed due process and whether he had lawful access to Swalwell's records in the first place. The privacy protections governing mortgage information are strict, and any unauthorized access constitutes a serious federal violation. Additionally, even if access was somehow lawful, weaponizing that information for political retaliation would constitute another category of misconduct. The Trump administration has dismissed Swalwell's lawsuit as meritless and politically motivated. Some officials have suggested that it is an attempt to distract from Swalwell's own vulnerabilities as he enters a competitive statewide race. Still, the administration has not directly addressed the central question, whether any government official accessed the congressman's confidential mortgage information without authorization. Legal experts weigh in. Legal analysts have described the lawsuit as highly consequential and potentially explosive. The case hinges on federal privacy law, government ethics rules, and administrative authority. If Swalwell can demonstrate that Pulte accessed his confidential records improperly, the FHFA director could face legal consequences ranging from civil liability to potential criminal exposure, depending on the severity of the violation. Furthermore, the lawsuit's claims of political retaliation echo previous accusations made during the Trump administration. Critics argue that Trump and his allies frequently used governmental powers to target critics, pointing to examples involving the IRS, Department of Justice, and U.S. intelligence agencies. At the same time, experts caution that Swalwell must meet a high legal burden. Proving unauthorized access requires detailed evidence, including digital logs, internal communications, and testimony from federal employees. Demonstrating intent, especially political intent, adds another layer of complexity. Political context, a governor's race and a legal battle. Swalwell is no stranger to political controversy. Known for his outspoken critiques of former President Donald Trump, he has often been a target of right-wing attacks. Entering the California governor's race adds another dimension to the lawsuit, raising questions about how the legal battle might shape public perception. For his supporters, the lawsuit reinforces his image as a fighter against political corruption. For his detractors, it could appear as a calculated move designed to generate media attention. Regardless, the case ensures that Swalwell will remain in the national spotlight as both the race and the lawsuit progress. If the lawsuit uncovers evidence of political misuse of confidential data, it could shake public trust in federal housing institutions and cause ripple effects across agencies that manage sensitive financial information. The FHFA, Fannie Mae, and Freddie Mac would likely face scrutiny regarding their internal controls and oversight mechanisms.